This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 5. Coverage you can count on.
Right now at 5, a third positive case of coronavirus in Central Florida, this time in Seminole County. It comes during a landslide of event cancellations, postponements, and companies telling their employees they need to work from home.
I think taking proactive measures will help us flatten the curve of this.
Now, just in the last 2 hours, we learned the Winter Park Art Festival is canceled and Disneyland is closing in California. It's an example of how the information on COVID-19 is constantly updating and changing. Good evening. I'm Martha Sigalski.
And I'm Greg Wormuth. Channel 9 has dedicated a team of reporters to keep you informed. And let's get you caught up right now with the latest at this hour. This afternoon, we learned of that first positive test of COVID-19 in Seminole County. With 2 more cases in Volusia County, the total for Central Florida stands at 3. On Wall Street, stocks plunged and were halted briefly for the second time in a week. The majority of sporting events from national to college level have been canceled or postponed, and Broadway has decided to go dark. And
Channel 9's Lauren Seabrook has been following this response on a local and a state level. Lauren, Seminole County is taking new measures right now with this first case.
And Martha, for the last month or so, Seminole County officials have been working on a coronavirus action plan. That plan was activated today. It means enhanced cleaning of public spaces, wraparound services for anyone who tests positive so they won't have to go without food or medication, and actually pet services too in case they need a dog or cat taken care of.
We have our first presumptive positive case of coronavirus COVID-19 here in Seminole County.
Seminole County Emergency Manager Alan Harris says the 68-year-old man with COVID-19 went to Advent Health to be tested. Health officials had been monitoring him for a few days.
This is a travel-related case. So the individual was part of the Nile River cruise, which was a concern for us. We knew that there were some folks that had gone on that cruise.
The state health department put out an advisory to anyone who traveled on a Nile River cruise in Egypt during the months of February or March.
Of all of Florida's cases, 10 of those cases are connected to the Nile River. So that's over 33% of the cases in the state of Florida.
Seminole County says the man with COVID-19 is isolating at home right now and doing well.
There's a lot of wraparound services to make sure that he's okay in his home, that he can stay in his home, that he doesn't have to go out of his home, that he can stay there. He's getting his food, he's getting the things that he needs.
In the meantime, state leaders are working to shut down some senior centers and daycares to protect our most vulnerable. And they're trying to buy more personal protective gear for people on the front line of this fight.
We want to keep our health care workers safe, and we want them to be in the game.
Also want to mention Seminole County will be opening a call center tomorrow for anyone with questions about COVID-19. It will be open Monday to Friday from 8 to 5. Martha.
All right, Lauren, thank you. And Senator Rick Scott announcing today he is in self-quarantine after potential exposure to a person with the coronavirus. The infected person was traveling with the president of Brazil when Senator Scott met with them Monday in Miami. Even though doctors have told him he didn't need to, Senator Scott said that the health and safety of the American people is his focus, and he's made the decision to self-quarantine in an abundance of caution. He's feeling healthy and not experiencing any symptoms at this time.
We now know one of the 2 patients with COVID-19 in Volusia County attended a church in DeLand, and that prompted the Trinity United Methodist Church to shut down for 2 weeks as a precaution. Channel 9's Volusia County reporter Mike Springer is at the church where all activities now have been canceled.
Today, the doors of the Trinity United Methodist Church in DeLand are closed. This white note posted on the door alerts parishioners that it will not reopen until March 23rd. It comes as the church posted this message to its website stating the Department of Health told it one of its members of its congregation tested positive for COVID-19.
I understand that right now, the way things are going, I understand why they don't want to bring everyone together and have a possibility of someone getting ill.
Suzanne Glick lives across the street from the church and used to attend service there.
The more cautious you are, the better off. And it's better for other people, too.
The Department of Health cannot confirm or deny anyone at the church tested positive, but it says the contents of the post do contain the proper CDC protocol for those that have the virus. The church says the person had been on the property in the past 14 days and was exposed to the virus during a travel-related setting. Volusia has 2 confirmed cases. A 66-year-old woman came back as a presumptive positive Saturday, and a 60-year-old woman tested positive Monday. Both traveled internationally and are in isolation. Health officials would not say which city the women are from, where they traveled, or if their cases are related. Mike Springer, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Is advising its congregation to call their doctor if they experience any flu-like symptoms between now and March 20th.
Osceola County is not canceling any events or limiting large gatherings yet. About 30 minutes ago, we got an update straight from county leaders about how they are preparing for the coronavirus. County, city, and school officials met with the Department of Health earlier today to talk about the outbreak. Right now, there are no cases in the county, but officials say they are closely monitoring this situation.
We're seeing the various industries and businesses in our county remain strong and continue to operate as business as usual. We will continue to update the public as more information becomes available.
Officials are encouraging folks to take precautions like, of course, washing your hands to stay healthy during the outbreak.
One big question is, how much will travel restrictions and coronavirus impact tourism here in Central Florida? We showed you at 4 that airport officials expect 92 incoming flights at OIA will be impacted over the next month. Channel 9's Jeff Deal is live at Orlando International Airport tonight. And Jeff, some businesses said that obviously they have concerns about this.
Right, they are concerned. No one we spoke with today was overly concerned at this point. They said they have had a steady flow of people into Orlando here, but over the next 30 days with the travel restrictions in place out of Europe, that could be the true test.
Millions of people a year head into Orlando International Airport and then flood into our tourist areas.
I love it. There's like the vibes, everything is different. Like it feels summer like already and it's only spring.
Clarissa Santos and her friends headed here from Indiana. They actually came because they said concerns about coronavirus made Orlando a bargain.
I came down here because the tickets are super cheap due to the coronavirus.
Businesses along I-Drive told us today so far business has been good with spring break rolling in.
A lot of times it'll be so crowded that we can't let people in.
But Gator Golf, a business that combines live reptile feedings with a round of mini golf, says it does rely on tourists, many coming in from European countries. The recently announced 30-day travel restrictions from most European countries does have them a little concerned.
It might affect business. There is a lot of tourists that are already here.
While the visitors we spoke with said they don't mind taking chances now, they wouldn't be surprised if the travel into Orlando takes a big hit with the so-called travel ban and growing concerns about coronavirus in general.
There's a lot of places where there's a lot of people, like Disney World, etc., etc. I think that's going to be a big issue.
And we do get a lot of visitors from the UK, and visitors from the UK are still fine. So that's one thing local businesses told us might lessen the impact of this here, but certainly could be nervous times for businesses that do rely on tourism to make their money. We're now reporting live at Orlando International Airport. Jeff Deal, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
It was another historically bad day on Wall Street. Fears of the coronavirus once again caused the markets to drop quickly as soon as the opening bell rang this morning. So much so that trading was temporarily halted for 15 minutes. When the closing bell rang, investors had experienced the worst day of trading since 1987. The Dow Jones losing 2,300 points, closing nearly 10% down. Local governments around the country are banning large gatherings, including festivals and concerts and even Broadway shows in New York City. The Supreme Court building in Washington, D.C. has also been closed to the public. And some chain businesses like Starbucks are also contemplating limiting the number of customers inside or even switching to only drive-thrus. During a meeting with the Irish Prime Minister today, President Trump says the situation is still positive in the U.S.
We are in really good shape, and we want to keep it that way. That's why I did the ban with respect to Europe.
There are now more than 1,300 confirmed cases of coronavirus in the U.S.
An Orlando woman now in Italy says we need to take this seriously. Italy is on a total countrywide lockdown to try and stop the spread of coronavirus. So far, 1,000 people have died in what she calls the invisible war, but says we can win if we follow the guidelines and rules put in place. She is urging people in the U.S. to take the precautions seriously. Here's Shannon Butler.
Georgia Stefani moved from Orlando to Italy. Right now, she's on her third day of lockdown as the country deals with the devastating effects of COVID-19.
It's very important at this point that we help contain this and we allow them to do their work.
And sending a message to the U.S. to take this seriously.
This is not overreacting. This is actually being active about it and making a definite decision for the good for everyone.
Stefani lives 30 minutes from Rome and not in the epicenter of where the virus began. So she and her family are allowed to go out one at a time to things that are open, like the supermarket, bank, and even to eat. All other non-essential businesses, she said, are closed, and there's limited time outside.
It's not about the financial situation, really. It's about human survival, and it's about the good of this human race.
France is expecting to follow Italy in handling a rise in infections and deaths there. And more European countries could be next. Shannon Butler, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
And Channel 9 wants you to know about a group on our Facebook page called Coronavirus Fact or Fiction. It is a space where you can discuss the response to the pandemic with others across Central Florida.
Today, the